Oh yeah, baby. Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in. That's right, you tuned into the right show. I know it looks a little different. I will explain in a minute to episode number 154 of the Talking the Line podcast on this beautiful Tuesday of Bets, also known as November the 2nd, 2021. Now, obviously, we have loads to discuss here today. Different background behind me. Where the fuck's my partner? I'll get to all of that. But before we do, take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL Pod on. Hey, if you are watching on YouTube, as always, make sure you hit that notification bell as well so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping from the TTL crew. But next item up on the docket, actually, before I get to that, make sure if you are listening, instead of watching on YouTube, you're listening on your favorite podcast directory, hit that subscribe button there as well so you never miss the start of the drop of any audio there. Rather, a little backwards here. I'm backwards too. It's all right. Drop of any audio on those podcast directories as we do release it after every live show is complete. Next item up on the docket. You could be so kind. You can find it in your heart to do so. Got a couple extra seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button, leave us a comment, leave us a rating, jump on over yonder in the live chat if you are watching live. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it when you do, and it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Last, certainly not least, head on over to this episode's description down there where you will find the Talking the Line link tree. If you're looking for all things Talking the Line, that's where you'll find it. You'll see the talkingtheline.com website, all of the TTL crew's social platforms, and our additional content, so you can consume all of that however and whenever you please. All right, enough with the formalities. Ladies and gentlemen and beautiful gambling people, I am your humble, hyped, honored, and always handicapping host, Captain Colt Colt 45, Soroka. Now, got a little bit of a different look here. And as you always know on the show, I have one final duty to do. So don't you worry, my partner is still here with me. Let me bring him on in, and let's do a little bit of discussing as to what the hell is going on here this morning. My friends, you know him as the man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend and TTL resident cheesehead, and let's not forget Southsider himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, we're in the sportsbook. How you doing over there today, pal?
My man, we're getting used to the new digs over here. That felt interesting watching you do all of that intro from the background there. If I had my mic muted, I don't know if you would have heard me or not anyways. Maybe I would have been muted regardless. But your face that you made when you smashed the subscribe button, which I'm going to miss if I'm sitting in the background, I do have to admit. I laughed out loud, so fortunately I was muted for your sake because it looked goofy right in front of your face. But man, I'm enjoying the new dig so far. I've got I've got my slippers on, keeping my toes warm here, and
Look at you,
cozy little desk over here. So I'll probably play around with some different settings, different locations here in my side of things this week. But, we're rocking and rolling. I don't know about you.
Most definitely. You might be able to hear the TTL mascot, the Honorable Miss Matilda, in the background. She is pissed off because I have shut her out of the studio here today. She's not allowed to come in here. Too many wires, too many cords, too many cables. But yeah, my friend, you do look good looking over here on the monitor. You look good over there on that side of the world. It is a little weird doing all of my formalities at the beginning without you hyping me up there right next to me and smashing it in as well. But hey, nonetheless, we still got loaded show to bring you guys. We still have the regular TTL vibes, all the good stuff, everything in between. It's just a little bit of a different look. He just sits to my box, shits. He sits on my box to my left, not shits in a box to my left. He just sits there. And we're still rocking and rolling with the TTL pod. Now,
Sure.
Loads of other stuff that we will get into. We obviously have the always important TTL announcements and updates. We'll talk a little bit more about what to expect from the pod here, from everything in between. We'll have RMags Sidebar, obviously go down all of that nonsense, and got my motivation minutes coming to you at the second half of the show. But the real reason why you came here, the first half of the show, you know the drill. We'll go through all of our best bets of the day. We got RMags best bets, my best bets. We got the special play of the day, the Twofer Tuesday Parlay, my friends. Also, Moneyline Dice making an appearance. You're going to have to trust me. I think I do have the capability somehow. Once we get a little more production going, we'll see how if I'll be able to do that or not, what I can do. But you'll just have to trust me. I'll roll the sons of bitches. I'll put them up right here, nice and easy, and then we'll go from there. Then we'll get in the second half of the show.
A little box you can hold like this or something.
Yeah, maybe I'll tilt down the camera. I don't know. We'll see what the hell happens. Maybe I'll get an extra webcam. We'll have something else. Who knows? We got loads of stuff that can come. Hey, maybe we even start having a Saturday morning show, a Sunday morning show. Who knows what doors that this is open, and who knows what other doors are opening in the background. You know what I always say, when one door closes, another door opens. Sometimes it's hell in the hallway, but we always find the other side. So you best believe we are just a little bit through the hallway, but I do believe we're already finding the other side here, partner.
Most definitely. No question about it.
All right, well, can't really fist bump you, can't really do anything, but there's one thing, hell yeah, one thing that I know we can fucking do virtually, pal. Oh boy, on the same page. Look at this. To me, to you, to all you beautiful people tuning in to this first new look of the TTL pod and sip of the black elixir of the gods. Get your sip and let's get on with it.
Coming soon.
Oh, it even tastes better with this setup. Oh my goodness.
Near you.
Hey, you best believe it. You best believe it. And hey, shout out Circa. That's where we are live from. But there you go. There you have it. All right, without further ado, my friends, we'll get into enough nonsense, banter, drama, everything in between later, but for now. Cut all that banter, quit all that drama, stop the nonsense that you could go to every other sports media outlet and get. You come to the TTL pod for the stone cold locks, insights, analysis, good vibes, laughs, few rabbit holes, and everything in between, but most importantly, running tickets to the window with the TTL crew all day and night long. We have a loaded slate of action to get into today. So for the first time ever, new look, new feel, it's time for the first segment of the day. We don't have little thirds or anything. We have upgraded now we got a fucking ticker.
Oh, baby. Oh, look at
Oh,
it.
baby. It is
Simple,
time
but I love it
for
more.
RMags best bets of the day. Please, my friends, turn your volume way up. Open those ear holes wide, those eye holes too, if you are watching live. Get ready to be penetrated. I'll say it. Fuck it. With stone cold knowledge and facts straight to your dome pieces. It's about to be one hell of a show. It's time for RMags best bets of the day. And as always, hey, partner, you have the floor.
Alrighty, I appreciate you. I think when you say it like that, it's way more, I wouldn't say crossing a line, but you know how you usually say it. I don't feel like it's really even close to any innuendo. But anyway,
Hey, either way, that's how we're starting this.
that's
That's
how
the
we're getting
vibes here. That's how we're getting down. What do you got, pal?
Alrighty, so actually kicking it off, partner, this is the one that you and I will be lining up on tonight off the NBA slate. Taking a road favorite in this one. We like the Miami Heat. I believe you and I both caught this one at -1.5. It does look like on most books it's ticked up to 2.5. I don't know about you, but I still love it at that number. I would absolutely take it. We're taking the Heat over the Mavericks. Miami's just on a different level than honestly just about everyone right now, especially this Mavericks team. Miami's playing the most consistent basketball in the league right now. I would actually say that they are, I'm not going to say they're going to be there at the end of the year, but right now they're playing better basketball than anybody. And I would say that's pretty damn high praise coming from some Bulls fans who are as hype can be about the Bulls, who have a similar record here. But on the defensive end, they've been the number one team in the league by far. Number one in defensive efficiency, number one in many categories, points, field goal percentages, you name it. They're fantastic on the defensive end. But they're also playing consistent basketball on the offensive end. Top 5 in offensive efficiency. Like I said, nobody's playing better basketball than them right now. They're beating bad teams. They're beating good teams. They're covering against bad teams. They're covering against good teams. 5-1 straight up, 5-1 ATS on the season. And Dallas, on the other hand, I do like Dallas in many different spots, but this just isn't one of them at home tonight. They've been a team kind of on the other end where when they play some bad teams, they dominate them the way you would expect them. Maybe not even dominate them. They've actually had some close games against some lesser teams. And then the couple of losses that they have had, and this has really been the MO of the Mavericks for the last couple of years. Whenever they play the best teams in the league, they really struggle against them. 2 games that they've lost this year were both Atlanta and Denver. Couldn't even crack 90 points. And, I'm keeping them under 100. I'll give them a little bit more of a benefit of a doubt as compared to those 2 games. But I've got them staying under 100. It's not one of my best bets as far as their team total, but I think their team total is right around 105, 106. I'm leaning towards the under as far as that is concerned.
Sure.
But all in all, sorry to take too much wind out of your sails on this one. If I did, partner, last thing I got 8-2.
Goodness gracious!
That's my favorite bet of the day. Favorite NBA bet.
Yeah, and I got 2 plays all day, and this is one of my favorite. You take the whole doggone thing.
I am in love with this one. Last thing from me: 8-2 ATS. Last 10 in Dallas are the Miami Heat. So this is a place that they've gone to and dominated. So I'm comfortable. Even if this one continues to go up past 2.5, I get a little tentative if it goes past 2.5. But even beyond that number, I still like them.
Well, that's where I was going to segue, but once again, took the words right out of my mouth. So just about everything I could possibly say, I do too, my friend. Lines opened right at actually Dallas being favored by 2 points, and it's since flipped all the way to now the Heat being favored by 2 points. So I think that's classic action of, the book set this wrong, and now we're trying to move it up as slowly as we can. I think the 2.5 is not even going to be enough. I think they're going to get this job done by 6 to 8 points with ease. You mentioned the offense, no problem whatsoever. First in points per game, first in field goal percentage. That's the defense. First in points per game allowed, first in field goal percentage allowed, fourth in 3-point field goal, and then first in defensive rebounds. So they're just an absolutely dirty team right now on the defense. And you mentioned it too. Offense to back it up, dude. 3rd in points per game, 8th in field goal percent, 11th in 3-point field goal percent, and 4th in free throw percentage. You know me, when it gets to this time of the year, free throw percentage matters. The Heat, 84.4 right now. Dallas, 27th in the league from the charity stripe, 69.8, my friends. But all that being said, I got the trends. 1 second. and I'll kick it right back to you, partner. Miami's 5-1 ATS last 6 following a straight-up win, 4-1 ATS last 5 following an ATS win. They are also 12-3-1 ATS their last 16 as a favorite, and 4-1 ATS last 5 as a road favorite. Dallas playing terrible on one day's rest, 2-7 ATS last 9 in that spot, 1-6 ATS last 7 home games, 1-4 ATS last 5 as a home dog. You mentioned it, partner. Miami, 8-3-1 ATS last 12 meetings overall, and 8-2 ATS last 10 in Dallas. Give me the Heat to absolutely keep blazing so far this season. You said it already, too. Been one of our favorite bets so far, and that is high praise coming from a couple of Bulls fans. So RMags, first best bet of the day, as well as mine. So I'm going to skip it once we get around to my best bets. The Miami Heat, -1.5 or -2.5, whatever it's at on your book. We're comfortable with it. Partner, please keep it rolling.
All right, keep it rocking and rolling. I've got a little bit of everything off of every slate today. I'm dipping my toes into the World Series tonight. Could be our last time betting on the World Series, betting on baseball this year. I'm going to skipping the full game on this one. Don't know what's going to happen on the full game. Don't have too much of a strong opinion on that one. Do have a lean, but I am going first 5 action in this one. I'm taking the Astros on the first 5 money line. You've got Max Fried versus Luis Garcia tonight in this one. Max Fried, lefty. Go ahead.
Hey, touch your mic up just a touch.
Like closer to my face?
Yeah, or just up a little bit. Either way.
Is that better?
Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Keep it rolling.
We're still testing.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the beauty of what we can do. Keep it rolling, my friend.
Alrighty, so Max Fried, left-hander. Astros have absolutely tormented lefties all season long, partner. And Max Fried himself has had lack of success in this World Series alone against these Astros, being the left-handed world beaters that they are. 5 innings pitched, 6 earned runs on 7 hits earlier on in this season. Astros won the first 5 and the full game in that one. I don't think it's going to be that bad tonight. I think he's going to show up and, show up on a biggest stage possible a little bit more tonight. I'm thinking maybe 3 earned run through a few innings here. But even beyond that, his last couple of starts have been rocky, has Max Fried been. I am a big fan of his in general, but he just doesn't have his best stuff right now. Last 2 starts, 9 innings pitched, 9 1/3, 4 hit. I'm bouncing around here. Last 2 starts have been rough. The point against the Dodgers hasn't been bad. I'm getting ahead of myself because Luis Garcia is heating up down the stretch. His last 2 starts, a combined 9 1/3 inning, 4 hits, 1 earned run. So he is one of the hotter pitchers in this entire series from a starting pitcher perspective. He pitched 3 2/3, gave up 1 earned run earlier on in this series. They actually lost that game, I believe, 2-0, but it wasn't his fault, obviously. And in this matchup, Garcia versus Fried, I see a nice 3-1 lead for the Astros heading through 5 innings. Don't know if Garcia is going to last all 5 innings like he did in that one earlier in the series, where he only finished 3 2/3. But I've got enough faith in their arm barn right now. The way they're rocking and rolling.
The arm barn.
So, yes, the arm barn is going to be rolling for the Astros, at least in the early parts of this game, if necessary. Obviously, if Garcia goes 5, that's even better for us. So I'm liking this first 5. Give me a 3-1 through 5 Astros. And then beyond that, I'll be rooting for the Braves to get the win in the 6th through 9th inning. How about that?
Hey, I like that. Don't know if I'm going to hammer anything in, but I was thinking early Braves in 6. Talked to our guy, Sportsbook Consig. He said, hey, hammer in Braves in 6, but also Stros in 7. You're winning money either way in that category. But I think your 5th inning bet, or your first 5 inning bet tonight, partner, is probably the most valuable on the slate, especially with Fried getting the start. And we've seen how good the Stros are against lefties all year long. So I think that continues, and I think you're right. A little 3-1, maybe even a little 4-1 action. They got to scrap back into it starting in Houston. So, hey, I absolutely love it. Second best bet of the day from RMags. He's taking the Houston Astros first 5 money line. We'll be sure to recap everything. Going to look a little different as well. But, partner, I do believe you got one final play for us.
Most definitely. Third and final one.
Keep it going.
Too much on this one, but we got to dip our toes into the MACtion tonight, friends. And I know you will do a little toe dipping yourself on the MACtion, but I've got
I feel like I'm getting on the fucking diving board and going into the 10-foot in. Fuck a toe, man. I can't wait for MACtion.
I mean, you're a mid-major guy as well, and the weekday college football better you are right now.
Yes, sir.
Anyway,
can't win a bet anywhere else. I'll win them during the week. So let's just keep it rocking and rolling. New month, new me. Let's roll.
Yes, sir. All right, Ball State and Akron. I've got the under 58.5 in this one. I think the difference in this game, at least from an under perspective with this number, 58.5, I think it's going to be Ball State's defense versus Akron's offense. Ball State's defense isn't exactly a world-beating unit, but they're at least a competent MAC defense. And this Akron Zips offense is struggling this season. I don't think Ball State's defense is going to have too many issues. I think they're going to slow them down pretty well here. But Ball State's offense also is a little inconsistent themselves. I definitely give them the edge as far as straight up. I don't know about the spread. It's a pretty big number, so I'm staying away from that. I do think they get the outright win, but I don't think they lay the hammer down enough to push this game over by themselves. They put up 17 points in their last game against Miami, Ohio, in a loss, 17-24. So I kind of see this one being a 30-17 kind of, at 31-20 type of game. So we stay under by a touchdown at least.
Sure.
Last couple of trends I've got, under is 4-1-1 last 6 in Akron's home games, and under is 7-2 last 9 for Ball State when they score under 20 in their previous game. So when the offense is cold, it typically stays cold for another week. So I've got this one being a little tighter. So I'm kind of talking myself into that plus 20.5 for the Zips, as I'm saying it here, but that's more of a lean, and I definitely love that under 58.5.
See, I'm sitting at my desk now, so I can just pick and pull shit whenever I need it. So it's perfect. Actually, I was going to say that I was going to kind of lean towards Akron plus 20.5, but I do think you got the most valuable play out of this one. I think the under, I think everybody's going to be running, and you'll hear this in my analysis too, but I think everybody's going to be running in the window. MACtion's back. It's going to be 100 to 100. And actually, the MAC has been a little lackluster this year if you've been paying attention to college football as a whole. I know it's probably going to be nutty, but I think it's going to be nutty in the under ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not the typical, at least I don't think it's going to be, and it hasn't been the typical 45 to 42 type shootouts. And because kind of like you were saying, I think they're going to be entertaining games, but it's just not the typical MAC that we've been used to over the last.
Most definitely. You froze just a little bit, but you're back in action. No problem whatsoever. That's another thing we'll have to.
Things, so that was a little goofy.
All right. Well, that was a little weird in general. Either way, what we'll have to do is check out some of that internet there. We'll get that checked out too. So hey, little things we're learning here, little things we're doing. But overall, this new platform feels a lot more stable than what we were doing before. I will say that. But partner, your third best bet of the day, Ball State Redhawks going against the Akron Zips. You're taking the under 58.5.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, we will recap all of that nonsense here after a little while. But before we do that,
I feel like an old man popping my glasses off because I don't have to read my notes now.
There you go.
Much of that glare out of the way here.
Yeah, I was actually going to be funny here in a second. So without further ado, it is time for. Now, my best bets of the day. Check the ticker, check the ticker, check the ticker.
But man, is that a beauty.
I mean, it's gorgeous. I was actually gonna toss on the old glasses here. These lights are a little bright. Let me see.
Do a little trade. How about that?
Yeah. They are a little. I'll take them off after this, but looking at this screen, I'm gonna take them.
My computer is like a foot away from my face, and I still won't be able to read my damn notes.
I feel about the same too. So I'm gonna read the notes. I'm gonna take these things off just because I don't want the old eyes to be hurting. So without further ado, my friends, time for my best bets of the day. Now, I already told you I only got 2 coming at you, and I already told you the one when we talked about my partner's best NBA bet of the day. We're both taking it. Got Miami Heat minus 1.5 early on in the day. Super early this morning. You had to get on that quick because, like I said, it opened up as Dallas being favored by 2 points. And now Dallas is the underdog by 2 points. And quickly might even be by 3 points by tip-off here because it's up to 2.5 on a lot of books already. So I think that's going to be the sharp side. I don't think 2.5, 3 is going to be enough. We've already talked about it. I won't beat the dead horse any further. But I have a MACtion play myself, my friends. And going to the matchup between the Miami, Ohio. Are these the Redhawks? Miami, Ohio Redhawks? And then I said Ball State.
Yeah.
Is Ball State? What is Ball State?
I think they're the Cardinals.
Oh, Ball State Cardinals. The same thing. Not a Red Hawk at all. Miami, Ohio Redhawks. Miami, Ohio Redhawks, and the Ohio Bobcats. I too, my friends, am taking the under 52.5 in this matchup. 5-star play from me, my friends. You know the drill. And I think that this might be the most valuable play on today's MACtion slate. Why do I say that? Because I already mentioned it the first time when we just talked about MAG's MACtion play. Say that 15 times fast. I dare you. When everybody's going to kind of look at this and be like, oh, the MAC's back. It's going to be a high-scoring game, this, that, and the third. And that's really not what the MAC has been so far this year. One thing that I'm really keen in on is the weather, my friends. It's going to be 40 degrees at game time, about 5 to 10 mile an hour winds, cold hands, lots of drops, guys not wanting to take hits, big fumbles, back and forth, and not to mention, these teams really aren't that good at finishing drives. So even though I think we're going to see a lot of turnovers, I don't think they're going to amount to much. Offensively, Ohio ain't worth a damn, my friends. Don't even worry about it. 94th in total yards, 114th in passing yards, 37th in rushing yards, but I'll stick a pin in that and come back here in a minute when we go to the defense, and 113th in points per game with 21.1 on the season. So nothing major at all there. Miami, Ohio, not terrible, but extremely one-dimensional in the passing department. 111th in success rate, though, so they have trouble getting that ball in the end zone. 75th in total yards, 58th in passing yards, 82nd in rushing yards, and 98th in points per game. So a lot of inflated stats and numbers that really don't mean anything because they don't really get the ball in the end zone too often. As far as the defense, I told you, take that pin out now. Ohio is not great, but if they have one thing that they can hang their hats on, it's stopping the pass. And what did I just tell you Miami was? One-dimensional in the passing game. On the defensive side of the ball, Ohio, 104th in total yards, but 36th in the nation against the pass, 125th against the rush, and 103rd in points per game allowed. Don't let that scare you. That's inflated due to playing a few high-powered offenses that Ohio had no business being in the game with them whatsoever. Now, as far as the Redhawks defense, Miami, Ohio, they're probably one of the best defenses in the MAC. They are studs up and down, front seven, deep secondary, front secondary. I don't care. 47th in total yards, 47th against the pass, 52nd against the rush, and 44th in points per game allowed, 22.3. All that being said, I think this some of the key things I mentioned there are really what it comes down to, but also tempo. Not only do these teams not finish drives, they also have some slow-ass tempos. Ohio is 118th in the nation, and Miami, Ohio is 108th in the nation. So if we start seeing those turnovers I'm predicting as well, it's just going to be a slow, clock-running, nonstop type of game, and I think that is exactly what we see. I think we're going to see a lot of those turnovers because of that weather I mentioned at the top. But if you don't believe me on all of that, believe the trends, people. That these two teams on the season are a combined 11-5 to the under. The under is 10-3-1 in Miami, Ohio's last 14 November games. Also 5-1 in their last 6 as a favorite. It's also 5-1 in Miami, Ohio's last 6 conference games. What about Ohio? Oh, they're a great under team. 4-0 to the under last 4 as a dog. 13-3 to the under last 14 as a home dog. The under is 4-0 in Ohio's last 4 conference games. And in the last 6 meetings between these two teams, the under is 5-1. Do not buy into the high-scoring MACtion hype. Believe you me, friends, just as my partner has already told you, it is going to be an understart to the MACtion weekly games. Side with us. Meet us at the pay window. First and second best bet from me of the day. Miami, Ohio versus Ohio under 52.5, and the Miami Heat -1.5 or -2.5, whatever you're seeing it at. There you go. My best bets of the day.
Miami, Ohio, and Miami Heat.
No kidding, man. And try to say Miami when all you to be correct. You know, I want to be correct. I don't want to disrespect. Don't want to disrespect the people. Miami, Ohio. Had actually knew a few people that went to Miami University when we went to the old Illinois State University. So don't want to disrespect them. But what do you got?
One last question as far as our best bets. When is the last time, and this will illustrate that the MAC isn't quite the MAC that we know it, when's the last time you've seen 3 games on a Tuesday MAC slate where not a single game has a total over under 60 or higher?
Exactly. That was one thing that really got me. And when I saw We'll talk about it in the Moneyline Dice roll, but we got Eastern Michigan and that does it for my best bets. Eastern Michigan and Toledo. We'll talk about it once we get there, but we were like, man, this is an awful low total. It was one of the first things that jumped off for me on the board this morning. I was like, MACtion games during the week, 52, 53, 58. Yeah, these are all going under. And shout out to the Action Network app. All of their experts have the under in all 3 games. And I was like, well, that doesn't make me feel bad about anything. Again, as always, we say, be confident in your own plays. Don't find validation anywhere else. But, hey, at the same time, you love when you see some experts lining up all on the same side. So, hey, I think the unders are the most valuable side, but I digress. Now, you know it wouldn't be in an episode of the TTL Pod. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this, the new look, everything going. I dropped in the chat. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Is the chat working? I don't know if this new software we're using. I don't know if I can work the chat from here. If I'm missing anything from you guys. So if I am, sorry. I'm gonna try and figure that out, but I don't think I am. All that being said, it's time for the special play of the day, my friends. You know what Tuesday brings. A Twofer Tuesday Parlay. Now, my friends, we will not waste any time with leg number 1. Leg number 1, we've already just beat the horse till it could possibly any more deader. Mags talked about it. I talked about it. First leg, NBA leg. Miami Heat, -2.5. Out of the way, no problem. Second leg. Had to convince my partner a little bit. We had to look through just a bit. And then he said, holy fuck, that might be the most valuable play on the entire NHL slate. So the second leg, NHL leg, we're going to go with the Philadelphia Flyers, -1.5. Now, the -1.5, it jumped out to me this morning. I said, partner, these -1.5, +1.5s, nobody knows shit. The books don't know shit. So they've been setting them +220, -220, so everybody stays the fuck away. This one opened up +130. For the Flyers, -1.5. So, oh, hey, hold on. Something's different here. What's going on? By the time I alerted my partner to say, hey, I want to think about adding this to the Twofer Tuesday Parlay, it's down to +110 for the -1.5. So it's quickly dropping. Sharp money, parallelogram, rhombus money, whatever you want to say, is piling in on it. I do believe it's the right side. The Arizona Coyotes, not good at all so far this year. I project this game about a 4-1, 4-2 win. Might get a little sweaty at the end. Coyotes might try and get something done, get a 6 attacker on the ice and make it a 4-2 game. But I don't think we have anything to worry about here, my friends. This is, like my partner said, this might be the most doggone valuable play on the entire NHL slate here today. Partner, anything else to add to the Flyers or to the Heat?
To the Flyers or the Coyotes?
Or the Heat.
My bad. Okay, I misunderstood.
All good.
No, I wouldn't be my bad. I wouldn't be surprised if this flips to away from plus money to the other side. I wouldn't be surprised if this is -110 by puck drop. And I think this is going to be unless you have some really bad teams playing the Coyotes, I think you're going to miss these opportunity to fade the Coyotes at these numbers. I mean, we already saw earlier in the season, I think Florida was like a -150. Obviously, Florida is better than Philly is, but we saw Florida as like a -150 favorite on the puck line against these Coyotes, and they covered. So I think you're going to start seeing more of those -150s on the run line or the puck line against the Coyotes. So I think we got to take the chance and scoop this up while it's there.
Most definitely. Early on in the season, nobody knows shit. Shout out Sportsbook and Sig, and we'll take our chances on the Twofer. So one more time, Twofer Tuesday Parlay. Actually, I won't tell you it again. We'll just recap it all right now. Fuck it. So there we go. Twofer Tuesday Parlay. Put that away. Quickly, I have to do just a little bit of producing duties here. So I'll just do a little bit of filler stuff. Next up, what we got coming up here. Once again, hope you guys are absolutely loving and enjoying the new look to the show here, because I'm actually having a gay old time. Just absolutely frolicking over here on this side of the camera. All that being said, we got Moneyline Dice coming up here next segment. But before we do that, looks like we're in good shape. Come over here to this other monitor. I mean, this sure makes it a lot easier too, because it gives me additional monitors I can jack around with. We ain't got to worry about nothing. So for the first time, live on your screen in this format, the TTL Cruise. Best bets of
that.
the day. How about that, my friends? You see them all above us. Let's go straight up to the left side of your screen over here. RMags best bets of the day. He's got 3 coming at you. He's going to the Ball State and Akron game, taking the under 58.5 total points. He's going to the Miami Heat and the, oh my gosh, why am I blanking right now, partner? The Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks, minus 2.5. I'm all right. Don't you worry about me. Just took a little extra CBD before today's show. Also, the Astros first 5 money line. He is taking against the Atlanta Braves. If you turn your attention to the opposite side of your screen, the top right side, you will see I am also on the Miami Heat minus 2.5. Think it's the most valuable play on today's NBA slate. And then I'm going to another MACtion game opposite my partner, the Miami, Ohio Redhawks against the Ohio Bobcats, taking under 52.5. Right below that, you see our special play of the day, the Twofer Tuesday Parlay. It is the Miami Heat minus 2.5 and the Philadelphia Flyers minus 1.5 on the puck line. Parlay those 2 bad boys up. You're getting a juicy plus 300 odds, 3-1 payout. You cannot beat it for a twofer, my friends. And for the first time in this format. Lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down, whatever you need to say. Just make sure you get today's TTL crew best bets of the day in it, whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book.
Ooh, I love
it. Okay, so let's put that bad boy to sleep. Let me do like this. I think this works. Okay, so it's okay. All right, everything looking good. What do you know about that? Okay, so one final little bit of producing duties I must do here before we get into the next segment of the day. We're cooking right along here, no problem whatsoever. Need a fresh ticker here. So one final time, mentioned him just a minute ago, but it is now time for the 4th segment of the day, the Moneyline Dice roll. All right, my friends. Now, we teased it a little bit at the top. We got a MACtion matchup. Say that 5 times fast again. Man, I am just trying to tongue-tie myself over here, partner. MACtion matchup. We have the game between the Eastern Michigan, I don't know what they are, but I know it's the Toledo. The Emus, yeah. Eastern Michigan against Toledo. So, this one's pretty simple. Nothing I really got to set up, so not a whole bunch of a stage we really got to set here, partner.
Eastern Michigan Eagles.
Eastern Michigan Eagles, there you go. The spread is at minus 8.5 in favor of the Rockets. Total right now is at 54. Is that still concurrent over there, partner?
Looks like DraftKings 53.5, FanDuel 54.5.
Okay. So
we can rock with FanDuel. How about that?
All right. So, as always, my friends, our honorable guest that be, we have the home away dice. Now you can see these things right live in prime time. Look at that shit. Woo! My goodness, is that thing good. All right. And then we have the Moneyline ATS dice. Let me put it back here just a little bit. Moneyline ATS. I'll get better at that. I'll do some ASMR for you guys. Maybe I'll create a side ASMR channel, or maybe we just have TTL Crew ASMR evenings. And then we have the wild card die. Now, you've never really been able to see that one, but hey, it's got all types of crazy different fucking sides to it. I mean, look at these bad boys.
That one is a beauty.
There you go. There you have it. All right, so like I said, you're just going to have to trust me. You're going to have to bear with the fact of what I'm doing over here. And you can hear them. It's all good. You know they're rolling. I'm not making shit up. All right, so first roll of the day, compadres. Are we taking the home team, Toledo Rockets, or are we taking the away team, Eastern Michigan EMU Eagles? We soon find out in 3, in 2, in 1.
Oh boy!
Shit.
Oh boy!
I was wondering if that was gonna happen, so I go a little softer. Because this old desk is fucking slippery. So, all right. So home team it is. Home team it is. Let me turn it. That's how it fell. That is how it fell. Home team. So that's right there. Let me fix the old
61% of bets on EMU, 65% of money on EMU spread.
Okay, 65% of money on EMU spread. Okay, so we taking the money line and we taking ATS. We find out in 3, and 2, and 1. ATS it is. Right. Picking it straight up, just like so. ATS. Okay, so first and foremost, The dice have selected the Toledo Rockets minus 8.5. Now, will they be doubling down saying, hey, fuck the money? Nobody knows anything about these MACtion matchups. Will they be saying, hey, hold on, we need a re-roll. We didn't mean to tell you that. Or are they just going to skip all that jazz and go straight for the total? We all find out in 3, in 2, in 1. Away money line. So that is a re-roll.
That is a re-roll.
Okay, quickly. Away
All right,
money line. Yeah, just so you guys see it. Away money line. Not line. Away money line. You can't really see the away, but it does say away. All right. Home or away. One more time. Here we go. Moneyline dice, shoot. This time away.
Okay.
This time away. This time away. I promise. I promise. You just trust me. Moneyline ATS. ATS. Straight up. Straight to the camera.
All right.
All right. So now they have said, sorry, boys. We did not mean to do this to you. Are they doubling down? Are they all types of confused? Or are they going to the total? In 3, in 2, in 1. Away money line.
Okay.
So in that case, when it is a puppy dog, we always recommend, hey, these are dice. They are the all-knowing, all-powerful money line dice. But hey, half units, quarter units, not bad. So maybe half unit on Eastern Michigan plus 8.5. Quarter unit, Eastern Michigan, money line.
I like it. I mean,
the dice have spoken!
should have saw that one coming.
If you want to guaranteed take 2 tickets to the window tonight, one is a hammer and one's a little sprinkle. Lock in right now, no questions, qualms, or queries. Per the money line dice, Eastern Michigan plus 8.5. And sprinkle Eastern Michigan on the money line. Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice. I do. I'm interested, man. I don't think Toledo deserves to be favored by that many points. I mean, they're 4-4 straight up. It's not like they're world beating the MAC
I agree.
this year.
I don't think that any put a pin in that. Don't deserve to be favored. Hold on. Don't deserve to be favored. Okay, all right, we'll come back to that. First things first, before we get on to that second half of the show, Moneyline Dice roll of the day. You want your own set of Moneyline Dice, comes in the handy-dandy carrying pouch, and you saw all the dice there. They're actually translucent. You saw them black and gold, but you hold them up to the light, they are translucent. They are so freaking cool. Such a sick product. We're actually using them before we partnered with Moneyline Dice. Reached out, cool-ass group of people, and decided, hey, why not? Let's jump on board. We love you guys. So if you guys want to roll your own Moneyline Dice, sometimes you're beating your head against the wall, or if you're a content creator, get your microphone saying, what the fuck, I can't win a bet. Hey, go grab you some Moneyline Dice. We make it super easy for you. You can go to this episode's description, see moneylinedice.com right there. We actually have our offer code in there too. You can pick out anything you want, nothing off limits. Get it all in your cart. Enter code TTL10, TTL10 at checkout, and you're going to get 10% off your first order on moneylinedice.com. Start rolling with the all-powerful, ever-knowing, ever-present Moneyline Dice, and we'll meet you at the pay window.
Thank you,
Dice.
Thank you, Dice.
Hey, Jinx, show me a soda. Thank you, Dice. All right, so there we go. There we have it. Today's Moneyline Dice roll of the day. It is now time for I ask you the usual. How about this? RMags Sidebar, crew banter, and just a little TTL announcements. How about that for you? So you know what's happening.
I'm a big fan of
I'm a big fan of the ticker, too. It makes us look a little more sportsy, if you will. I'm a big fan of the fucking ticker. All right, so say they don't deserve to be favored. Back to that real quick.
Right.
I actually was leaning just about every underdog today, partner, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
The Zips at plus 20.5, first one that I saw. That just seemed to be way too many doggone points in a MAC game. And my only hesitation is that I think it kind of plays out similar to how your analysis of it happened. I think that it's just so one-sided for Ball State that I don't know that I can all the way side over with Akron. Now, Akron has been scrappy in these spots, and I will mind you that if you are thinking about hammering in Ball State has been favored 3 times all year, and the one time that they were a double-digit favorite, they lost that game outright. So a little something to think about, and they're actually 1-2 as a favorite this year, so I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, I'm not running to the window on the old Ball State Cardinals, but I'm also kind of starting to kick around a little bit more now on the Zips plus 20.
I agree with you, man. I mean, I guess Kind of like you said, playing in my analysis, I could also see it being like 35-10 staying under, and just absolutely no offense from the Zips. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stay away from it for tonight.
I think so too. The other one, mine that I took the under in, Ohio, Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
The 7.5 really intrigued me for Ohio. I love plus 7.5 with them. They started off the season so damn good, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be my mid-major sleeper. Everybody's gonna be fucking sleeping on them every week, trying to fade them, and they're gonna cash. And then, as soon as I started kind of looking at it, they have fallen off the face of the earth. So I don't know that I can back them and have enough faith in them to keep that under, to keep it in a touchdown. The hook makes me want to side with them. The fact that it's at 7.5, because I just think that's they're trying to get everybody to take the Red Hawks in that spot. But I don't think I got enough coyones to back the old Bobcats. What are you feeling there?
Yeah, I think I'm just sticking with these unders that we got, and then
I think so.
Maybe a little sprinkle on what Dice just gave us for sure.
I think that's what we're rocking and rolling with as well. I think those are honestly probably the most valuable, because I originally looked at Toledo minus the 9 because Toledo's been pretty fucking sick, and they've hung with some D1 teams, like some Section 1 teams. Like they are good this year, and the line moved in the opposite direction. It was at 9. Some books it's kind of down to 8 already. I don't know about that. So I think the Dice got us in the right spot, and maybe that's the wild underdog cover of the night. The Dice already know it. Eastern Michigan Eagles are taking care of business.
EMU, baby.
What do I know? Okay, well, let me digress here for a minute. Feel like I've had the floor for a while. Partner, anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 154 of the Talking the Line podcast on this absolutely gorgeous November 2nd, 2021.
Okay, partner. So you said you're going to take a little break. I'm going to bring you back in for this one just a little bit here, because we're about the halfway point of the NFL season, my friend. Right around halfway. I believe if we complete this next week, that'll be the halfway point. But anyways, we'll move it up a week. Or we're going to cut in?
Oh, I just realized how the fucking comments work. So I was in a private chat. Didn't bring anybody into a private chat. So I'm going to say, howdy do, everybody. Appreciate you being here as my partner continues to talk if you see a comment pop up. So I figured it out, partner. Hey, you never know what fucking rabbit hole we're going to go down. But I am still listening. Please carry on.
All right, most definitely. I'm glad you got that figured out. So I'm just interested in what your thoughts. I'll give my thoughts as far as about the halfway point on some NFL, whether it's Super Bowl or conference odds, and what your picks would be. I know where you're leaning as far as the NFC, and obviously yesterday's news doubled down on that. Are you still riding high with the Rams out of the NFC?
My friend, when I heard that Mr. Von Miller was now going to be a member of the Los Angeles Rams defense, I wanted to hammer it in again. I got even more excited because you want to know where that Rams offense, after ranking 22nd in the league in efficiency last year, sits right now?
I don't know where it is.
First.
I have a guess.
First in offensive efficiency. Defense a little bit shaky. They just added a piece that they needed so bad on the defensive line. I don't want to say so bad, but also they were dealing with a little bit of who knows. Now that brings an entirely new. You have to double team Von Miller too. So now, what are you gonna do? I mean, well, not every play, but if you don't have eyes on him, you take one guy off, then hey, baby, it's about to be Von Miller day. But then if you start putting too much focus on him, then it's about to be Aaron Donald day. I think it just got so scary for every team that's about to play them. My only hesitation with them making a deep run was that defense. Now, I'm not saying it's the end-all, be-all, cure-all for what they need, but I'm fucking hyped on it. Let's go.
Sure.
Let's go.
I mean, it definitely helps. I'm not on you, but there were certain people that I saw that were like, going over the moon about it. Because, I mean, he's not 100%. He's still very, very good. He's not the 100% what he used to be prime Von Miller. He is still very good. He is going to help him. And it's hard for me to remove my bias, because whenever these moves happen and my Packers are in the conversation with the NFC, I have to stack up what I think here. Go ahead.
So go ahead, continue. I got a question about your Packers. I'm gonna kick one back at you.
Well, as far as this move, I don't have too many concerns. I think the Packers offensively, what they have, match up really well to this team. They played him in the playoffs last year. Elton Jenkins made Aaron Donald his little bitch last year, and I think he can do it again. And now we're about to get David Bakhtiari back to slow down said Von Miller. So I really don't have all too many concerns. Davante Adams made Jalen Ramsey literally look like a crying little baby. And that's not even, I exaggerate a
I
little bit
did
with
say
Aaron
it. No,
Donald.
I
I
did say
definitely
that too.
exaggerated there, but Jalen Ramsey was literally jumping up and down, stamping his feet because Davante Adams
Banging his
did
rattle on
whatever,
his high
almost
chair.
whatever he wanted to. Yeah, there you go. Banging his rattle his high chair, for the lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So from that perspective,
Yeah.
I'm obviously their offense concerns me against their defense compared to last year. That obviously isn't a question. We don't get winter Jared Goff coming into Lambeau in January like we did last year.
Correct.
So I can
Correct.
concede that a little bit, I suppose. But from a defensive standpoint, it doesn't concern me from my Packers standpoint. What were you going to ask?
Okay, so I think I know the answer to this. I
Okay.
think I would have to be absolutely mad to think that yes would be the answer to this question, but a lot of rumblings coming out of the dog pound here this week. You think that the Packers make a move for OBJ here with some of the things that have been saying, or is that price tag too much for the Pack?
So as far as one side of it, I think right when we were starting, and maybe this is bullshit, but the Browns said that they have no plans on trading Odell. So maybe that is BS. Who knows? I don't think the Packers are going to do that. Their offense, when healthy, I think, and maybe I'm biased, but I think they have the right pieces, and it doesn't show up necessarily on paper with MVS and Lazard, but those guys play seriously critical roles. I guess one thing we could improve would be the slot receiver to, but then again, you're kind of shoving out Aaron Rodgers' security blanket and Randall Cobb. So I don't think they're going to do that. That's also just not a move that the Packers typically make. However,
how do you feel about that? And continue, but as you segue on, how do you feel about Randall Cobb in general too, so far this year?
yeah. So I'll get that in a second. Brian Gutekunst did say that they are looking at some stuff as far as some moves to make.
Yo, Gutekunst.
But it does sound like there's a lot of rumblings that they might make a move from a tight end perspective. Evan Ingram, Hayden Hurst have been rumored today.
Okay.
Obviously,
I
with
forgot about Bobby.
Bobby Tunyon getting hurt last week. So
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most likely move that they make. And maybe defensively, but they've been adding some pieces. I heard really like, I guess I'll say Randall Cobb. I'm feeling decent about Randall Cobb. I mean, it's obviously making Aaron Rodgers happy. And, he's not the spry Randall Cobb that we used to see. He's not as old as you would think, but he does obviously have a ton of NFL miles on him. So I'm happy to have him there. We also have Amari Rodgers behind him that's kind of been trickling into the offense a little bit. The one rumbling that I kind of heard, and it's more rumor, more media grabbing onto stuff, is that maybe Jair Alexander could be on the move, which, and I've told you about this, as far as the future of the Packers, if that happens, that means that Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams are absolutely coming back. Because
Really?
essentially, we've got to pay Jair Alexander, we've got to pay Davante Adams, and then we obviously, depending on what Aaron Rodgers wants to do in his future, we think Aaron Rodgers is out of town. They're obviously not going to get rid of Jair Alexander. And if they're getting rid of Jair Alexander, you best believe they're making room for Davante Adams because they can't keep all three. That's basically the bottom line. So if they think that Rodgers is coming back, then they're going to pay Davante Adams.
But I don't know that Rodgers is coming back. Like, hasn't that just been like completely like?
No,
isn't that just like on the table? But
yeah,
then again, he fucking tells the Bears fans he owns them, and it didn't feel like the last time he's been in Chicago. Like
so that's the thing.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
That's the thing.
What is your guy doing, man?
If you're the Packers, you have to know for sure that he's coming back next year and beyond. And if you don't know that, then I definitely don't think you make that move. And it wasn't like Gutekunst making those hints. Somebody said it, and then I guess he had some goofy Instagram stuff where he followed the Arizona Cardinals or something like that. But then the other part of it is, if you're someone else, why are you trading for a guy that's on IR? That's the other part of it. But if you think he's going to stick around for the next 5 years, a guy that's going to be a top 5 corner, then you might make that move. But could be an interesting week for my pack here coming up.
I do think you're correct. What do we got now? End of the week's trade deadline?
I don't know the exact date. Sometime this week.
Because I remember last week we were talking to somebody who was like, "Oh yeah, 5 days to the trade deadline." So maybe either
I think it's midweek.
Today or tomorrow, yeah. It might even be today. I have no idea.
Probably know that. I don't know.
Especially, we definitely should know. Especially with the blockbuster trade of Von Miller. I mean, everybody thought he was going to retire in Denver. So I think it's either got to be today or tomorrow. So we'll get on top of that. But hey, if you've been following along on Talking the Line, at Talking the Line on Twitter, trying to been staying up on top of that, pump those out as much as we possibly can, just because it's really valuable. And I think just as much as Shefty and Rap Sheet, like they need respect for what they do. There's a lot of these small motherfuckers that are like in our small markets that I just love retweeting their shit and like putting a tag on it and hey,
Yeah.
check these guys out. So I'll keep doing that. That's what I've been trying to do, trying to find the people who like break it instantaneously instead of like Rap Sheet doing per me and at Mike Garofalo or like whatever case might be. Like I'll find the originator and I've been putting those out too. Just a couple quick little eyes and a hashtag for whatever the team is. Just kind of catch your eye, make you stop and see what's rolling on there. I'm gonna try to. I know I used to do a lot of trends and stuff. I'm gonna get back to that. Doing like the trends, updating best ATS, worst ATS, over unders, especially as now we're starting to get really. I don't want to say really into the swing, but it's a little bit better than it has been for NBA. We're doing there. College football, still a clusterfuck. Kind of to stick with your sidebar here, NFL is just a clusterfuck and a half. I don't know what direction is up half the time anymore. I mean, we had a weekend and a half on the NFL slate. I mean, full transparency, if you tailed any of my shit, I am sorry. Worst NFL day I think I've ever had handicapping it. I don't know what is happening at the NFL at this point. Underdogs went 10-4, and I just so happened to be almost on the wrong side of every single one of them. 11-4 after last night. I happened to be on the wrong side of the fucking 4 that ended up losing. I did take the Steelers and the Saints, so that was nice. But outside of that, it's just like, what the hell is going on right now? So, gonna have to dive into some shit. Gonna have to do a few different things. We're about halfway through the point, man, and it's kind of crazy. There's not like last year. 2.5 point or less dogs were just absolutely raking. You could pull that out. Double-digit favorites of something or more. I was looking back, came up on my time hop because Gumpy, shout out Gump at the McAfee show. We might have somebody with that name as a appearance on Wise Word. Who knows? I digress. Shout out Gump. He what the hell? Oh yeah, he used to have the Gumpy. Sorry, I was talking about NFL. Is just what I was saying. He used to have the Gumpy nukes, and I used to retweet them all the time. So they're coming up on my time hop now again. Yeah. And like there was stone cold shit you could look at, and this year it's been so backwards. It's been really weird. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's our job to keep capping it, check it out. So we'll keep doing so. We'll keep following the lines. We'll keep doing everything there. Anything else NFL wise? Anything else you thinking?
No, very quickly. The main part of me opening it up, we obviously went a lot deeper on the NFC. What's your opinions on? You can give a quick winner if you want it. As far as AFC, we don't have to go too deep into it. But right now, as far as AFC winner, Bills plus 220, Ravens 460, Chiefs still sticking as the third favorite out of the AFC at plus 600. Titans 850, even without Derrick Henry. Chargers 1,000. Browns 1,400. Raiders 1,600. Anybody you feel confidently is going to roll through the AFC?
See, if you guys watched the season previews, and you know this, partner, the Browns were kind of my early favorite. Stefanski, what he did, and I think you're seeing it with some of these coaches. That COVID year, I don't want to say it helped some teams, but in a way, it kind of did because there was just so much. The virtual aspect, like it impacted defenses in a different way. The away teams, there was just so much to it. It was such an anomaly of a year that, man, I don't know if I can. I think I'm off of the Browns, especially with what we've seen. I don't really know what you can do there. I was starting to get really high on the Chargers, and then they've now slipped in 2 straight weeks. So I think the Ravens, if they stop jacking around, I'm really interested to see what they do coming out of the bye, to be honest with you. So that's something I'm thinking. I mean, sometime Lamar Jackson has to get a ship at some point in time, no?
Right. I was going to say, as far as the trade deadline for them, if they get aggressive on the defensive side of things and add a key piece that's going to really help their defense, I think that might push me over the edge to liking the Ravens the most. If they stand pat, I still think a team like the Bills can just do whatever they want to against that defense if the Bills have a nice day. So I guess as it stands right now, before any trades, the Bills are probably the team that I would feel the most confident in.
Yeah. They look good, man. They look good. They keep building on what they've done. I mean, McDermott and Dabble. Last night, if you watch the Manning cast, the way Allen was talking about Dabble, I mean, he was just they have such a great relationship, and I just think they're going to keep beating the fucking doors off of teams left, right, and center. I think you're 100% right.
Right. We'll see if I mean the Ravens. I don't know. I haven't heard any rumblings that they're making a play at.
They need somebody. They need somebody in the secondary. That's their biggest thing. They need a serious secondary threat. And One last thing we didn't. Oh, go ahead. One last
No,
thing
I
we
mean,
didn't talk about.
as far as the Browns, I didn't touch on that. I still really like their defense. I mean, they held Pittsburgh to 15 points. Their defense is still playing really solid. 14 the week before to Denver. Obviously, not the best offenses, but I still like their defense. But unless that offense can't start getting running on full cylinders, they're not a lock to make the playoffs.
No,
If they do,
no.
and their offense is rolling, I like their chances. But
Yeah,
the way
they
it's
were my
looking right
favorite to
now,
win the North, and
yeah,
now they're in the fucking
all four
bottom.
teams got a chance to make the
Yeah.
playoffs in that division.
And one final AFC team we really didn't talk about. I think they're kind of under the radar. The Titans right now. Just because like we didn't expect them to win that last week. I think that was kind of, or this week, I think that was kind of some horse shit against the Colts. I feel like the Colts really got screwed. But hey, either way, I digress. Derrick Henry out for the year, man, and that is absolutely insane because we fucking called it. If you watched our season previews, we called it. We said this year. We don't wish anything on anybody. Like, hey, knock on wood, but he's one of my favorite. Hey, if you know me, roll some bitch Tide. Like, he's one of my. He's been one of my favorite players for the last half a decade, for crying out loud. So, I didn't want to see this happen, but we called it. You can't run somebody and make somebody that workload since he's a freshman in high school, and now he's having the same workload in his third, fourth year in the NFL. Now, something's gonna happen. The injury luck is gonna run out. The regression is gonna come. And, man, when I saw him hobble off, I said, oh, my gosh, we fucking called it. No way. And he came back in, this and that, and then he went out, and I was just like, oh, that's going to be permanent. Son of a bitch.
Well, not to mention, we gave an update a couple weeks ago about how much more they're using him in the beginning parts of the season compared to the last couple of years. Because the last couple of years, it was like right about this time in the year is when they really unleashed him. And they kind of changed that around because they knew they had to win some early games. So,
well, and then closing thought on that, instead of, and we talked about this yesterday, you have 27-year-old Todd Gurley on the market, and instead of going after him, the Tennessee Titans go after Adrian Peterson, put him on the practice squad, immediately elevate him yesterday, and it looks like he is going to be assuming RB1 duties.
Yeah.
What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then the second string running back. I always blank on his. Yeah, we always talk about it, but I saw somebody tweet it yesterday. So this isn't all my original thought, but I was thinking it too. He's the real winner out of this whole thing because he just got to sit behind Derrick Henry and watch his prowess. Now he gets fucking AP to come in and sit behind him and watch him work and learn from him. Let's go, dude. I mean, I love the move. But again, Todd Gurley, 27 years old, dude. He's a year older than us, and the dude's getting passed up. I mean, that's crazy. Crazy. What do you got?
Interesting stuff coming in. So you mentioned OBJ.
Uh-oh.
Turns out maybe he and his family want him out of Cleveland before the deadline. His father posted a video on social media showing Baker Mayfield not throwing to OBJ, highlighting times where he was wide open. I haven't watched the video, but that's a little Odell Beckham Sr. Excuse me. Odell Beckham
yeah,
Sr.
Hey, bring the respect. Will you please?
Definitely. So yeah, I don't know. That if he's not traded, that's obviously not something you want.
Well, Stefanski was trying to kind of cover up the tracks on all this shit this morning or yesterday, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, it's definitely on me," and like, "Oh whatever, yada yada yada," and like trying to backtrack on all this as much as possible, but. Oh, I don't know, man. I think my whole trade intrigue might or rumblings. I think that might be more on the side of that's what's gonna happen instead of the fucking Browns keeping him around. I think that might be one of my closing thought. Might be one of somebody in their organization dropping some bullshit out there just to see if that'll leak out or who they're gonna say. We've learned that from shout out Michael Lombardi that teams will put out bullshit just to see who's in the camp, who's not in the camp, what the fuck's going on, who finds out about what, and then all of a sudden you see a fucking Von Miller wasn't potentially even playing per Vic Fangio this upcoming week, and now he's an LA Ram. So don't always believe what you see.
Right. I don't know. I need to figure out when that trade deadline is, honestly.
We'll figure that all out. We'll have that on the TTL Talking the Line Twitter. Also, hey, follow Talking the Line Sports Media on Facebook. We'll put that out from the Twitter page. We got a Facebook page now. We haven't put that on here. It's a little difficult to put a fifth one on there, but follow us on Facebook if you got a Facebook. We always have plenty of stuff there too. College basketball, my friends. Had a conversation this morning. An excellent conversation. might be leading to some other doors opening for the crew here. Why it sparked that? Because college basketball might be a part of that, my friends. And if you saw me put out a tweet a few days ago, somebody was asking who are the best mid-major covers of whatever you want to say, and I just tossed me and Mags hat in the ring and put a little emoji there, and maybe something's going on. Who knows? Who am I to say? Obviously, Mags loves his top line teams. He dips his toe into the mid-majors, but if you look at our tracking, I got like 800 bets to his 400 just because of how fucking wild I am with the mid-majors. I love mid-majors. I cannot wait. Next Tuesday, as I was making fun of Mags with his Packers and his Bulls playing at the same time last week, I will probably be next Tuesday about 10 a.m. just, oh my gosh, just you won't even be able to see me contain any type of excitement. It's going to get insane. I cannot wait for college basketball. So 6 brief days actually, depending on how many sleeps you decide to take in between now and then.
Gonna have some live action next Tuesday's show. Couple games right at show start time.
Child, please! I cannot fucking wait. Maybe now that we got this new stuff going on here, maybe we figure out a way to maybe have a little update in the background without any copyright shit. I don't know. Maybe we got. Who knows? Who's to say? Okay, last but certainly not least, getting to the end of the show here, new everything, so got to make sure I keep track of time, too. So we're about 4 minutes after the hour. We usually do about a half hour, so we're right about there. Last closing updates, we got RMags Sidebar out of the way. We got our banter, obviously, went down plenty of rabbit holes there. A couple announcements. Make sure you subscribe to our blogs if you haven't already. You can go to talkingtheline.com. You click on the More tab, and it'll drop down all of our blogs. And then you'll also see it on the homepage, too. But you can subscribe to our blogs. We will never send you any spam. We will never send you any nonsense, any bullshit that you don't want in your email, because we don't want it either. So if you subscribe, you will not receive that. You will only receive our value, our blogs, what we put out. And I'm telling you, you'll enjoy it. Who am I? But I'm telling you, you'll enjoy it. So just subscribe, check it out. Got my UFC picks blog coming out this Saturday morning. Now, I will admit, I was a little too much fanboy last week. I was so excited to see UFC 267. I really didn't dish out much value. Didn't really do too great. It was just a little weird. I have dove in.
Some big favorites on the.
It was some huge favorites. It was insane. I have dove in yesterday. I dove in. I am ready. I am locked and loaded. I'm watching the countdowns. I'm watching the embeddeds. I am juiced. I cannot wait. I will have my UFC picks, props, and parlay blog for UFC 268 Usman vs. Covington #2 coming out on Saturday morning, probably about 8 a.m. Or maybe I'll do like a drop like I did last week, little 11 p.m. on Friday night for you night owls that want to get some early value smashed in. Mags will have Extra Cheddar, his weekly Packers props blog, coming up here. They, after what seems has now been about a millennium since they played, you finally got them back in action, ready to rock and roll. So you'll have that coming out. Baby. A couple of things also here, because I was thinking in other blogs, and what I was going to do is I was thinking about making. We got Saturday show, or Saturday. We don't have any Saturday content, and we're gonna have like on Friday. Fuck me, we do the pick spectacular. We have all types of stuff. We're gonna make sure that we cover everything. But man, I don't want to skip out on any college basketball. What am I gonna do? So I thought about writing a pick blog for Saturday mornings. But now that we're doing this, maybe half hour, probably right around in there. We just hop on, we go live, we talk about some of the shit that we weren't able to talk about on Friday's show. Maybe we just more like one of these numbers, and we just say, hey, what the fuck's going on over there? Just more relaxed, no problem. So we might do that on a Saturday or Sunday. Stay tuned for that. Could possibly be coming out. We are recording episode number 9, speaking of additional content, of Wise Words, our other podcast. You can check that out on this here channel at the Wise Words podcast playlist or on your favorite podcast directory. You don't want to search the interweb, just go to talkingtheline.com, Wise Words podcast tab. You'll see all the available directories there. Recording episode number 9. It'll drop tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Cannot wait to talk to this guest. He is an absolute legend in our industry and in sports media, so I cannot wait to pick his brain and to bring this relationship to you guys as well. So make sure you stay tuned to that. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, you're missing out. on good insights, analysis, knowledge that you're not going to find anywhere else. We can promise you that. So go check that out, Wise Words playlist or on your favorite podcast directory. Outside of that, at the bare minimum, I've mentioned it a few times now, either if you want to stay up to date with everything TTL, visit the Talking the Line link tree in this episode's description. That's always updated our latest and greatest content in our social platforms. But as I mentioned about half a dozen times already, talkingtheline.com, hub for everything Talking the Line. You can find my best bets, RMags best bets, today's best bets tab. You can live bet right from our website. You can see both of our podcasts, our featured content, countdown timers. There's all types of shit on there. So make sure you stop by and stay locked into everything TTL. Outside of that, my friend, nothing else I got before dish out a little motivation minutes, get these kind folks on about their day. Anything else you got to cover here in the, I think, fourth or fifth segment it is here now?
No, sir, except the trade deadline is this afternoon for the NFL.
I knew it was going to be close.
Yeah.
I knew it was right around in here because I think we either said
today.
that Thursday or Friday. It was 5 days, so I knew it was right around here at some point in time. So, all right, trade deadline for today. That does it for RMags Sidebar, a little bit of crew banter, and all of the TTL announcements. Finally, last but certainly not least, I guess I can transition. Let me see my transition abilities here. Finally, last but certainly not least, let's wrap it up with the final segment of the day. Please, if you would, producer, put it on the ticker. Colts Motivation Minutes. All right, my friends, short and sweet for you here today. I don't know why. If it being in this space right now just feels like I'm more equipped to dish out some motivation minutes. I don't know why, but here I am. Subtle reminder for you today, my friends. Nothing major, nothing crazy. Maybe it is really major. Maybe somebody really needs to hear it that's feeling like they're going crazy. You are enough. You are more than enough. Whatever obstacle you're battling, whatever challenge you're trying to get over, whatever wall you keep smacking into time and time and time again and can't figure out how to either bust through it or get around it or go over it. And whoever's telling you that you'll never make it over that wall or whatever notion you've got cooked up in your head that you won't, bullshit. You are enough. You're going to make it over. It's going to happen. I promise. It might not feel like it right now. It might not feel like you measure up worth a damn. I've been there. I feel that way all the time. I feel like I'm not good enough, but I promise you, you are. You are in the exact spot you were meant to be right here and right now. You are kind. You are smart. You are important in this life. You are made for this life. You are where you are exactly supposed to be. You are enough, my friends. Stop buying into what social media will tell you, what members of the media will tell you, what celebrities who have such a beautiful, wonderful life on social media or wherever you see them maybe might not have the best life behind doors, closed doors. And maybe you just need to realize that. Maybe that you don't need to compare yourself to any of that and realize that you are enough and you are exactly who you're supposed to be. And you can tell everybody 2 words, and they're not happy birthday, that chooses to disagree with you, that you are enough, because I promise you, you are. So remember, if you forget everything else today, you don't know shit about shit, because I don't really know shit about shit either. Your mind's running all over the place, you can't get things in order, and you're just thinking about throwing your hands up. Fuck that. I'm going to be here right with you. And I'm here to remind you that you are enough. And that does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
I love it, my man. I was trying to give him the blades if you couldn't tell.
Give him the fucking blades! Oh! Speaking of which, not the blades, not El Kukui. Love my man. But that does it for my motivation minutes. Justin Gaethje fighting Michael Chandler on this card this weekend.
I'm excited for that one.
That's going to be nasty, my friend. Nasty, nasty, nasty.
Knocked
I cannot. I think one way or another it's I think one way or another it's going to, because they both possess power at 155. So or 145. 145 I think it is.
Did you have more as far as motivation minutes?
No, that was all my motivation minutes, my friend. Unless you had anything else.
No, I love it. But when's the last time we saw Gaethje fight? It's been a while, right?
I think it's been since Kukui. No. It was when Khabib triangle choked him on top.
That's
when
right.
He went for the belt. And he
Yeah.
fucking triangle choked him in the first round from the
Right.
fucking mound. He
That's
just
right.
threw his fucking leg underneath and said, "Oh, sorry, Justin." And here's Justin on the mat, just
Yep.
just looking up, fucking dead.
Yeah, you're right. Before that, he beat Ferguson.
He looked like Li Jiangleng from this weekend, just
Yeah, he was rolling before
completely
that,
dead.
yeah.
He looked good, and then all of a sudden, just dead. I always love that, just that classic. The ref grabs
Yeah.
their arm and it just flops. Like, oh yeah, he's dead. Hey, get off.
Yep.
Oh, it's one of my favorite things. Why is it my favorite thing? Because that man is a real man. Because I say that it takes some serious coyones to go the fuck out. It's very, 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 very scary. I've gone out before. I've gotten, well, from a punch. As you guys know, I used to be an amateur fighter. Gone out from a punch before, and I've gotten really close to going out from a choke. And I would say that going out from a choke is scarier
I
because
have to imagine.
you are sucked in, and it just feels like the entire life. Every wall is closing in on you, and you just start to hear the ringing. The black and white starts to happen. The world's going away. And then all of a sudden, you wake up about 5 minutes later, and you're like, what the shit happened? And everybody's just standing over you, losing their mind, like they think you're dead, and you're just wait, what's that? I mean, it's the craziest feeling in the entire planet. But
Yeah, I mean, because you see it. One of the things that is the most interesting to me is those situations. But then the guy gets back up, like looking to fight. Like, no, dude,
you were out.
You went out, bud. You went
So
out.
that those are the interesting ones too, where they like put him out and they hit him again, and they hit him so hard it wakes him back up.
Yeah.
That's just like, holy shit. But hey, I digress.
I've been
We
waiting
got
for that
some.
fight for a while.
Ooh, we got some. We got a UFC card and a half this weekend, my friends. I will tell you that. So hey, we'll talk more UFC tomorrow. We'll talk more nonsense. We got some debating, deliberating, investigating to do. See what a couple of our next moves are going to be. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys get ready for some new content. We got more stuff coming out, and especially with college basketball coming quick, fast, and in a hurry. But for now, I'm gonna let y'all get on about your day, partner. Anything else you got to lay down one final time?
No, sir.
All right.
Sir, nothing.
Beautiful.
Shocked
Well,
we didn't have more NFL news.
yeah, I know. I'm sure we will throughout the entire day. I won't doubt it. I am pretty, really nothing on my end either. Yeah, so definitely going to be interesting. We'll keep you updated throughout the entire day. Stay tuned at Talking the Line on Twitter. All that being said, let's send you on your way the only way we know how. Ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide, for myself and Mags, thank you so much for choosing to stop by episode number 154 of the Talking the Line podcast on this beautiful Tuesday of bets. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. You guys segueing over here to our new look, the next chapter of TTL. Can't wait to see what all doors we get to blow through and what you guys get to experience with us. We appreciate the hell out of you, and thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We're only going to keep making TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. We hope you have a spectacular rest of your Tuesday, unless you have any other plans. And for the first time virtually, partner, let's see how this works. You guys know the drill. Let's cash.
That was not it.
Not it. One more time. Let's cash. Woo.
That was better.
Some tickets.